Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Rob Cherian. I'm with Tridium Sales, and I have our co-host today, which is Laura Kevitt, product manager of Tridium. And we'll be going over the TridiumTalk for Niagara AX end of life cycle. As you may have heard, AX has ended, and we have the communication that we are putting out to the market here and to all of Niagara community that that the AX end of life has been dated. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Laura to go through the timeline.
Sure. So with our last Niagara AX release of AX 3.8 U5, that is our last Niagara AX release that will be supported on legacy JACE platforms. We have just technical reasons we can't continue to update it on those platforms. The resources on those platforms can just not handle any more cybersecurity patches and fixes. With every one that comes out, it requires more resources, and those platforms right now are stretched to the absolute limit of what they can handle. Starting this summer, we are announcing a last time buy for Niagara AX supervisor models. Now you'll still be able to get supervisors, Niagara 4 supervisors, and downgrade them to AX, but we're shutting off the models of AX, and the reason for that is because you can't add the new Niagara 4 features to Niagara AX models even if you upgrade them to N4 today. We will be rolling out this summer a supervisor and workbench model migrator. And what that will do is it will, with an active SMA, you'll be able to migrate the model of your AX supervisor to an equivalent N4 model so that you will be able to take advantage of all the Niagara 4 features that are coming out. And this is also going to be a time when you're going to want to think about stocking AX software parts. It's not something that we're advocating. We'd rather see people migrate their systems to Niagara 4 to take advantage of the cybersecurity features. But if you have customers that you know are going to need Niagara AX software options or parts, this will be your time to get stocked up on those.
And Laura, for critical security updates for AX, when are you saying Q1 is the last update for AX for critical security updates?
We'll likely have another update or two before we completely stop making AX updates. July 1st, 2021 is the final time that we would make any, and at our discretion, we may have one or two more updates, but those updates will not be available on the legacy JACEs. And then starting July 1st, 2021, this is the hard shut off on selling any new Niagara AX options. There will be no legacy JACE hardware replacements available. We will not be providing the AX downgrade parts or any new license options. We will not licenses or replace licenses on supervisors unless they have an active SMA. And we are going to stop making AX software downloads available as well. So it's a pretty hard shut off July 1st, 2021. Any questions on that? Or are we good to go to the next slide?
I think they're good to go. I think there was one question on demo licenses. Is that included in this?
Yes, so the demo licenses, the workbenches, you'll still have AX demos available, or you'll have that AX switch on your demo license available, but we will not be offering any new downloads after July 1st, 2021.
Okay, and
Okay.
like you said, the last update was done in Q1 2020 for Niagara AX platform. So any other critical security updates would only be available for N4.
Well, we will have a couple. We may have one or two more AX critical cybersecurity fixes coming out that would run on a supervisor or JACE 8000.
Got it. But not on any of the R2s, JACE 300s, 600s, 700s, or any of the legacy hardwares.
Right. The
Okay.
last AX release for that hardware will be the 38U5. All right. Rob, do you want to kind of go over some of our incentives we have to get people to go to N4?
Absolutely. So we have the Niagara TradeUp program, or we're calling it a loyalty program, to help all the end users out there that have been loyal to Niagara. First of all, thank you for being longtime users of Niagara. We've got a great community of folks that have been with us through R2 and the 300s, the 600s, the 700s, and now we're into JACE 8000. So thank you for being with us, supporting us, and we have put together a very comprehensive TradeUp program to help migrate and put some migration strategies and incentives out to the market. The real goal of this program is to help us get all of that legacy hardware out of the marketplace and get everyone upgraded to the latest technology. So there will be a 20% discount on the JACE 8000, including the station pack and initial SMA when replacing the legacy AX hardware. We do realize that some folks have very recently still been replacing AX platforms. So if you have purchased on or after January 1st, 2017, you will get an additional 10% discount. There are a few exceptions. The Niagara Core 8005 and the Niagara Core 8010 are excluded from that 30% discount offer. With those exceptions only. Otherwise, if you have any concerns on whether you qualify for the 20 or 30% discount, you are able to send that host ID to support@tridium.com, and we can verify if you qualify for the 30% discount if you're unsure of the date of install. So please contact your OEM partner for details and participation options. We do need the host IDs of the legacy unit so that we can deactivate that as part of this program. So make sure you look at the terms and conditions of the TradeUp program from your OEM partner. And we also have we have this program active to December 15th. So this is a very comprehensive program that we've put together. We do not intend to extend it past December 15th. So please make sure that you do take advantage of this program, after which, the replacement will be still required, but the TradeUp program will not be available. So please make sure that while we have the next few months here, we work together to get the message out to the end users, and we put together migration plans that allow them to take advantage of this program. Additionally, there are several other initiatives. We have the Edge 10 plus IO upgrade to IP controllers program. We have the legacy JACE with NDIO and NRIO TradeUp program. We have a Get Connected discount, and we have a Security JACE TradeUp program. This presentation will be sent out, so everyone will have access to this, and you can click on the links or talk to your OEM partner about these programs that are available. These are additive, so it's not a one or other. So if you qualify, you can take advantage of all of these programs. And note that this does not include labor or installation. Obviously, this is just the discounts that we're showing here are on the hardware and software only.
Thanks, Rob.
So here we have just, as everyone thinks of AX and where it's gone, we already have a pretty big timeline of new features that have been released on N4. So this is something that you can share with your end users, with your partners, just to talk through all of the things Tridium's been doing to enhance, update, and keep N4 future-proofed to the changes that are going on in the building ecosystems, third-party softwares. As you can see, this is going back from August 2015 to present, and 4.9 is already being released, and we're starting to beta 4.10. So there's a lot of rich features here. We have obviously in 4.8 the new security dashboard, and we've built N4 to be a more secure, inherently more secure by design platform than AX. So there is certainly a very strong cyber message that we can take out to the end users to take advantage of upgrading while these tough programs are available and making sure they have the latest in technology. Anything to add there, Laura?
Well, I guess I think it's just so important to consider the cybersecurity issues that we continue to address with Niagara 4, and then also the continuing support for things like new Windows versions, new databases, that type of thing, that will go away with Niagara AX, or that actually has kind of gone away with Niagara AX at this point. So, as we move to the next version of Windows, there may be some things that won't work in Niagara AX, that type of thing. So, please consider this for the longevity of your customer systems. I've seen some questions in the Q&A window about how this migration will work with the AX to N4 migration. This is a model migration. So today, if you have a Niagara AX supervisor, you can purchase a maintenance contract on it and update it so that it will run Niagara 4. However, the model of an AX supervisor does not have the Niagara 4 options, the new Niagara 4 options. So what this program will do is it will allow you to migrate the model of your AX supervisor to the N4 model so that all the new Niagara 4 features will be available to you. There will be we're planning to have it be something that you would manually do. So we will provide you with a switch in the licensing portal that will allow you to perform the migration when you're ready to do so. And it will be available if you have an active SMA. We'll also be migrating the workbenches to the N4 models. Right now, most of our customers have two sets of models for their workbench. They have both AX and N4. The N4 workbenches that you purchase today can run the AX as well. So what we'll do is we'll make sure that all the features are available in the migrated workbench that goes to the N4 model, but that as new N4 features are added, we'll be adding it to those N4 models rather than maintaining two sets of workbench models. So it's a good thing. The workbenches will migrate automatically if you have an active license when we have this ready, and the supervisors will migrate when there's an active SMA on the model and you decide to perform the migration yourself. This program will be active through June 30th of 2023. So after that, there will be no migration available for the AX supervisors. And you'll have to replace the supervisor rather than migrate it to N4 if you so desire. Okay. I think after this, we had just some scenarios of some things that might happen. Some of these things might kind of answer your questions as we go through this. This is how you're going to deal, how you might need to deal with things after end of life AX. And I'll let Rob kind of ask the question, and I'll kind of go through the options on these then.
Help, Laura. I need a new JACE. I'm a customer that is still running on the AX platform. My system consists of a supervisor AX 100 and a JACE and 75 JACE 600s. and I don't have a current SMA on anything in my system. I need my system restored as soon as possible. What are my options?
Okay, you have a couple options here. One is to upgrade your supervisor to Niagara 4 and purchase a JACE 8000 running Niagara 4. The new supervisor should still connect to your old existing JACEs, and then you can have a new, you can replace the bad JACE with a new JACE 8000 that'll run Niagara 4. Again, at the bottom here, SMAs for the AX supervisors are available through June 30th of 2023. After that, you would have to pretty much go to replacing the supervisor. Option 2, if you have stocked AX downgrade parts, you could purchase a new JACE 8000, downgrade it to AX, and connect that to your supervisor to replace your existing JACE 6 that went bad. All right, let's go to the next one.
Help, I need to add a Modbus meter. I'm a customer still running on the AX platform, and my system consists of an AX supervisor and 75 J600Es. I need to add 1 meter to a JACE in one of my buildings, and I need to add a Modbus driver. I need this done as quickly and inexpensively as possible, Laura. What are my options?
Okay, you've got a couple options here. Maybe you've stocked a Modbus driver part in your software stock, and you can add that to your existing JACE. Or you haven't done that. Now we end up having to do some things to purchase a new Modbus driver. You're going to have to upgrade your supervisor to Niagara 4, and you're going to have to purchase a JACE 8000 to run that Modbus meter. Again, the SMAs for the AX supervisors are available through June 30th of 2023. Let's go to the next one.
Help, Laura. I have no N4 driver available. I'm still that AX on the AX platform, and my system still consists of a supervisor and 75 J600Es. In order to add to my system, I need to upgrade my supervisor to N4, and I have a driver running on my supervisor that's not available on N4. What do I do?
Well, this is kind of a tough one. There are going to be some drivers that are available in Niagara AX that have not been ported to Niagara 4. You could leave your existing supervisor running AX with your driver installed and purchase a second supervisor running N4 for the rest of your system. And then you could pass the information from the AX supervisor to the N4 supervisor via the Niagara network. You can see this is kind of a messy way to do it. The other option is to contact the provider of your driver or Tridium professional services and get the driver ported to Niagara 4. All right, let's go to the next one.
Help, I'm using Niagara AX Analytics. I'm running on the AX platform, and I'm using Niagara AX Analytics. How do I migrate analytics to N4?
This is another tough one, and we've left kind of the tough ones toward the end here. Niagara AX Analytics is a completely different product than Niagara 4 Analytics, and there is no way to migrate the algorithms and the functionalities from Niagara AX to Niagara 4. What you can do is, if you do update your supervisor, if these points are running on your supervisor, we will provide the same number of Niagara analytic points on the Niagara 4 supervisor, but you would have to redefine the analytic algorithms. Okay, let's go to I think, one of the last ones here.
Help, I need to move my workbench licenses. I'm a contractor that needs to service AX customers. My AX workbench PC has failed. What do I do, Laura?
Well, as long as your organization has is up to date with your support, we will continue to move those workbench licenses. We're going to migrate all the AX workbench models to the N4 workbench models and leave the AX option switch activated. So you can call your supplier and have the license replaced just like you do today. No problem. All right, I think we have one more. This is kind of the bad situation we've been kind of alluding to. This
Help.
is, it's 2024.
So yeah, it's 2024 and I want to upgrade. I'm a customer that is still running on the AX platform. I have not listened to anyone from Tridium. And my system still consists of AX Supervisor and a JACE 600E, and it's now 2024, and I want to upgrade my system. Can I still get the TUP program now?
No. Answer is no. I mean, the very least you're going to have to do at this point is purchase a new supervisor. We are not offering SMAs on the Niagara AX supervisors past 2023. So at this point, you would need to replace your supervisor, and you could still keep those old JACEs running on it. Not really what we'd recommend. Option 2 is basically a complete system change out. So I guess when you're looking at something like this, getting your customers ready and phased in is pretty important. It would be a bad scenario to be 2024 and having to offer this to your customer, I think.
Totally agree, Laura. Thanks
I think,
for
Rob,
that
you
update.
have some talking points on.
Yeah, just to summarize, you know, the urgency, right? We know that the end of life date is July 1st, 2021. We want to have all of our key customers and end users aware of this, and we want to help you develop migration plans with them so that they have a plan to get all of their legacy devices upgraded to the latest N4 technology. Additionally, you know, from a cyber standpoint, with the AX cyber critical releases only being available now to non-legacy devices, JACE 8000 and N4 supervisors only, you know, all of those AX legacy hardware platforms are going to become increasingly vulnerable to cybersecurity and also third-party software platforms that are changing. We know that Windows makes updates all of the time. We have Oracle, Java updates that can happen, and you're going to start seeing customers that have breakages and visualizations and other issues, graphics that may not work anymore. So there certainly is some urgency here, and a great message to be taking in from a cyber standpoint. And again, we say that N4 is inherently by design more secure than AX, and we would like to use this TradeUp program and this communication to help get all of that legacy hardware out there upgraded to N4. So really need your help to carry that message to the end user. And Laura and I are available, as well as the OEM teams, to help get that message across. So please don't be afraid to reach out to us and help you know, seek your OEM partners and Tridium to help provide that message out to the user base. So with that, we've been holding on Q&A. So note that everyone is muted. So all questions need to be submitted through the Q&A window. I see a lot of folks are already doing that, and we have some folks answering questions already, so we will get to those. Laura, do you want me to kind of go through some of these questions as as we get to the end here?
You know, there were some questions that were submitted in advance that I think
That's
are at
right.
the
Let's go
tail
through
end
those.
of this. Why don't we kind of maybe address some of those? I've been typing fast and furiously in the Q&A window.
Looks like Kurt Brammel's helping us as well. So yeah, here's the first question.
Good.
Will there be a fix or workaround in the immediate future for HTTPS support to the proxy component before the end of line for fixes and cyber issue in July?
So answer to that is there are no new features planned for Niagara AX. We're only, at this point, we're in a maintenance mode with Niagara AX where we're doing critical bug fixes or cybersecurity patches. So this feature is being added to our upcoming 4.9 release. So this is something you'd need to upgrade to Niagara 4 to get.
Okay, second question. We now have virtual servers running AX. Are there any situations such as hardware modifications that will break the license and require relicensing? In the past, we have had a supervisor running on a non-virtual server run fine after replacing a failed hard drive controller, but then fails months later when the version was upgraded. A new host ID was generated by the install program and the license broke.
So I'm assuming you're referring to the issue we had a couple years ago with host IDs changing with Windows upgrades, that type of thing. That has been addressed with AX 3.8 U2, and it's also been addressed in the Niagara 4. So upgrading from AX to Niagara 4 will not cause you any new issues. And Tridium, you know, in tandem with Honeywell, we're working on some new technology that will eliminate some of these issues as well, where we go to a subscription-based licensing fee that will not necessarily be tied to a specific host.
Okay. What is the end date for obtaining a license to downgrade a JACE 8000 to AX?
So the last date that you'll be able to purchase that option is actually June 30th, 2021. July 1st is the end of life for that option. So anything that comes in July 1st or later will not be accepted. So anything, those orders have to be placed before July 1st, 2021.
When our system integrators contact Tridium for technical support, will that support still be available? Or is it a, sorry, but we don't do that anymore?
Well, our technical support team will continue to answer questions regarding Niagara AX issues after July 1st of 2021. They're not going to just tell you to, sorry, we don't do that anymore. But if the source of your issue is a product defect or incompatibility with some new release of Windows or a browser or database, we won't be addressing those issues.
So Tridium will not provide a patch or fix for those type of issues, those third-party software issues on the AX platform after July 1st, 2021.
We will not do anything. Correct.
Okay.
Another reason to get things moving.
Yes. Will all of the online AX support documents and forums still be available?
The answer is for the near future, yes. We don't have any immediate plans to purge our documents or disable the forums. However, the software builds, the software downloads will no longer be available after July 1st of 2021.
Will the web launcher break? When starting web launcher, it sometimes indicates that it is attempting to contact a server for updates. Will this updating behavior eventually break the web launcher for AX?
It's possible that after July 1st of 2021, if there's a breaking change, it may stop working. It will continue to work through July 1st of 2021, and we're not going to intentionally break it after that. It may not be available for download in the future. So if you are dependent on Web Launcher, we would recommend that you download it in advance of the end of life date and get it installed just to make sure you have it if you need it.
Once support ends, how does that affect the migration path from AX to N4? Are there fewer options, or will it be much more difficult to migrate?
Well, after July 1st of 2023, you're looking at a system replacement. Prior to that, you'll be able to at least purchase the updates for your supervisors and get them migrated to the N4 models. So, the sooner you do this, the better. I certainly would recommend that you get your supervisors at least migrated over to N4 so that your customers can start getting their JACEs. I know replacing the JACEs is a bit of a financial burden for some of your customers. So if at least you have that Niagara 4 supervisor in place, then you can stage that upgrade as funds are available.
So
should we go to some of the questions in the queue here?
Well, we're 2 minutes past 2 minutes past our
already over.
time.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll continue to type in answers. So we're gonna end the Q&A session here, but we'll continue to send out answers to these questions. And we thank everyone for participating today. And please again contact your OEM partner for more details, specific details regarding the program and pricing and other details. So as always, the Tridium team's here to support to get these migrations happening. So thanks for listening in today. And Laura, anything else to add?
No, I just thank you all for your participation, and feel free to reach back to us if you have additional questions that we don't answer in this forum. Stay safe and stay healthy, everyone.
All right. Thanks, everyone.